optimization with this DeFi. What you're gonna do is you can borrow up from 1 month up to a year, plus get your APY. APY is annual percentage yield, and that means that you earn interest every day instead of once a year or twice a year. Okay, you can lend. When you lend, you gain APY, and then of course you have the flash loan. So we have already explained that already. The optimization strategy: get the most out of your DeFi. It will take ingenuitive thinking, imagination, upfront preparation, and planning for borrowing terms, lending terms, and FL protocol stacks. So I'm going to thoroughly explain this part, all right, about the optimization strategy. So what I'm saying here, and I'm gonna read it again: to get the most out of the DeFi, it will take ingenuitive thinking, imagination, and upfront preparation. So this means before you go and jump into trying to get a DeFi loan, right? Now, if you're lending is cool. You don't need anything for that. All you got to do is just put your money in and just let it do its thing, and that's all, okay? But when you are actually borrowing, you have to have a strategy for this. And when you're using the flash loans, you have to have a strategy for this because, okay, if you go with the flash loan, right? Flash loans is a way for you to make money consistently, right? Because you're borrowing the money, but you're setting a stack of commands so that it would do buy and sells, and then at the end you make a profit, okay? But on the other end, if you're just like borrowing off of DeFi, you have to look at the market. You need to see what the market is doing. If it's way up, or if it's way down, or if it's up and it's starting to go down and it's continually crashing, you need to be aware of that. So when you go to borrow, you're borrowing at the right time, and you're not going to allow yourself to lose. This is why you have to have a strategy to this in order to make it make sense for you, all right? Now, here's some things that you need to know. DeFi is easy to use, but complex in strategic execution, and requires some depth of knowledge in banking for it to be an effective outlet for making money. So this is why when I started this video in the beginning, I had talked about banking, bankers, and a bank. So let's go over that again. A banker, a person who engages in the business of banking. Banking is the business carried on by or with the bank. And a bank is to keep money at, to deposit funds in a bank, to facilitate a transaction. Now, I want to repeat this again, because this is something that you really, 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 really need to let soak in your mind and absorb this definition. Banker, B-A-N-K-E-R, is a person, that means you, who engages in the business of banking. So that you need to understand that. So if you're a banker and you're banking at a bank, that means you're doing everything, okay? So this is why you should have some depth of knowledge on banking itself. All right, now let's go to the next thing. Gas fees are high. That means they're very expensive, and it's a great idea to only move money around in one transaction for managing gas fees. This is very important because depending on what you have going on and what you're doing, right? You don't want to be making a profit and then transferring that profit into like your wallet and then into somewhere where you can access it to spend it, all right? So what you need to do is you have to basically map out a plan and say, okay, look, I'm going to do this many transactions, and I'm not going to transfer any of the money until I get finished, and then when I get finished, then I'm gonna transfer it. But you also need to wait for a certain time of the day, because certain times of the day are more expensive than other parts of the day. And that has to do with trade volume. So this is why gas fees can be very low at one moment and very high at the next, okay? Because it's all based on trade volume. All right, next thing is you must use multiple crypto wallets when using different DeFi exchanges to help better the transaction of the funds and to optimize it, all right? You can and will go broke, and I'm gonna repeat this again. You can and will go broke if you haven't properly prepared a well-planned and be well-planned when using DeFi. Because the gas fees are so high, that is what will break you, all right? And again, click the link in the description. Click the link in the description so you can have access to this page with all the information. This is basically an instruction booklet, okay? The next thing is cryptocurrency is the future, and the future is now. So to fully optimize DeFi, you must fully optimize cryptocurrency by mastering trading in the market. The more money that you make, the more you can do with DeFi. So the more money you make, the more you can do with DeFi. All right. So as far as that goes, decentralized finance, that ends that part of this video. But let's talk about NFTs, okay, and get into the simple explanation of what NFTs are. And I'm also going to tie this in with the whole DeFi thing.